Like Python is a programming language, right? So,
Yeah.
first of all, what is a programming language? It is a way of communicating to machines, right? Like we cannot speak English or Hindi or any other languages to machines, right? They are unable to understand that. So,
Yeah.
Python, C, C++, Java, JavaScript are various languages to communicate with machines. Okay. So, uh, applications also needs to be built with certain language, right? Like we have to instruct our machine to build something for us, right? So we have to talk like we are talking each other and understanding things, right?
Yeah.
So we have to have a certain language for machines as well for building our applications, right? So we are using Java here. Okay, so I'll tell you just one thing on a bigger scale. When you get, uh, 19 or 20 years old, you'll get to know that many industries are using Android Studio. Can you see here a certain icon here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Android Studio and professionals work on this. But as you are a kid, so we use blocks of codes in this. And what are blocks of codes actually? We don't have to write uh, the much of code and we'll just drag and drop these things. Don't panic by seeing these. What are these complex things? Don't worry about it. We'll just slowly get to know everything. But I'm just giving you an idea that this is a basic version of it. Okay. So
Okay.
can you see the code and design here? So just for the time being, we'll focus on this code and design part only and will not look at the first class that what are these things because that will be too much of the information, right? So
Yeah.
uh, like look, this is in the shape of phone, right? So when you
Yeah.
use your phone and right now you shared your screen, right? You see certain applications like whatever Google or whatever browser you're using. So we'll try
Yeah.
to build something which will be displayed here, and as we command certain things it will have to perform, right? So I'll just click on this design. Okay, so when I
Yeah.
click on this design, you see certain things pop up, right? This button, this label, this drop down, this text input. Okay, so I'll explain what a drop down is. Actually, you have clicked on this create previously, right? And certain things popped up, right? Like this.
Yes.
So that means drop down, as the name suggests, right? It drops down. So this is drop down. This is button which we click on. This is text input. Like in school or whatever, you type your names in it, right? In the form or
Yes.
certain application. So this is text input. Input means to receive something. And what is that something? That text, right? So
Okay.
uh, you can see the background is plain white, right? And here it is written background color. So if I click on this thing, right, I can choose any color.
Yeah.
So let's suppose for the time being I choose a certain light blue color just to show you that things can work. You can see here the color changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have seen certain, like you see here it is blue, it is purple, it is like this is also an application. So that is how the color is given to the screen. Okay, so we can choose any color. And let's say I want to add a certain image. Okay, so this is
Okay.
our first app, right? So let's bring a trophy, let's say. So I'll show you how to just drag that image. You saw how I did that. I just dragged the
Yeah.
image and yeah, and now certain things again popped up. So now if I choose image, look, it's saying to choose an image, right? So if I click on this choose, first of all I go to icons. Actually I can add many images from my laptop as well, but to be simpler, like let's just choose a icon. And is there a trophy? I can search here trophy. Okay, so I get it, right? So you see trophy comes here, and I can also give color to this trophy by selecting here. As you saw, we gave color to the background. So
Yeah.
like trophies are generally yellow, right? So I'll try to just give somewhat yellow, you can see. Um, I think this would be fine. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll look into the designing later, but let's focus on the concepts. So you saw how to change the background, how to select image. Everything is here. You just have to drag and drop and select, right? Now there is a label you can see here. If I drag this label and put here, okay, now certain things again
Okay.
changed here. And what are those? Is, look, it's written text means whatever I have to write here. Let's say I write my first application, right? As this is our first application, so I'll write my first app. You can see here it also changes. I'll zoom
Okay.
it a bit. Now is it visible, right? For my first application.
Yeah.
So if I again drag these, I can drag anywhere I want, so I'll keep it center. Also I can change the font size, okay, like we saw how to change color, but now we'll keep it black only. So let's
Uh,
change. You have
can
any
you
doubt?
also change the it's written my first application. Can you
Yeah,
also uh, change the text?
yeah, definitely. As I mentioned
Okay.
earlier, it is written text, right? I in fact changed only to my first application. If I write,
Okay.
suppose my name here, Prakhar, okay. So you see here it got changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how you can change by writing something you want in the text input. So
Okay.
let's give it my first application only for, that is why I mentioned earlier, this is our first application. So let's make it similar. Okay. So my first application. And you can change the font size as well. What is font size is that the
Yeah.
alphabets.
Size
It,
of the
yeah, great.
word.
Alphabets, right? So if I make it 20, let's say. Oh no, that is too much. So I guess 17 is fine. Great. So you see something enlarged, and again I'll drag it to center. Also, I'll add some buttons, right? As I mentioned that if you click on your remote, something happens, right? Some functions happen.
Yeah.
So I'll drag this button also and keep it here.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do with it. I'll change the color as well to maybe dark blue, just random. I'm just showing you that we can change. You see here it changed. And
Yeah.
like, see, your first doubt was, can we change the text here? So I told you, yes, I can. Similarly, in button, it is written button, right? But what if I want to
Yeah.
write something else? So again, text, right? You see text. So if I change this, let's write, what can I write? Click me, let's say. Click me. You see, here it changed.
Yeah.
So that's how you can do it. And let's say we want to change, let's say if I click this, okay, this text changes. Like what we can, I'll give you an example, is that when I click on the create, some functions happen, right? Something changed. If I click on this, something changed, right? On the screen, some actions got performed. So
Yeah.
if I click on this button, like right now, it's nothing changed because I just dragged the button, I just named it. So
Oh,
let's write some functionality to it. So as I mentioned, what is programming language? Do you recall? I told you what is programming language?
the language like Java and the language that helps to speak from machines.
Great, great. That's absolutely great. That's the perfect answer. So the programming language. So if I communicate something with my machine and tell my machine somehow that if I click on this button, make this text change. Okay. So I have to tell my machine with code, right? So this is the
Yeah.
code section. So we'll click on the code section and you see certain things here, yellow things. These are known as blocks of code. Don't mind the technicalities, it's fine. So we'll just drag one of these on event, okay. uh, okay, and I dragged and placed it here, okay. So what happens,
Yeah.
certain things are here, okay. Also I forgot to mention
Okay.
one thing, in the design part, this is a button, right? So if I click on this button, the id is button one. See, in schools you have id, right? In that your name is there, am I right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we give certain things their name as well. Like this is button one, that's fine, it can be named, but you can give another name as well. Because when we have to communicate to machine, it has to have a certain name, right? That there is a button one which I have to click and certain things will change, right? So what is that
Yeah.
certain thing? Its name is label one again. The ID is the name of this particular thing. Similarly, if I click on this image, image one is the name of this trophy. If I click on this
Okay.
button, so button one is the name of this button, right? You can name it anything. You can name your name also. So I'll keep it as it is. So let's say, yeah, I was on the code part, right? So if you, I dragged this on event thing, right? So you see here
Yeah.
some arrows, like we had arrows here on the create. We also have arrows here. So if I click on this drop
Yeah.
down, you see certain things appear: button one, label one, screen one. So it is
Yeah.
demanding what name is that thing which you have to perform action on. You're getting my point? So we have to perform
Yeah.
action on this button, right? So if we click on this button, some things have to change. So I'll name it button one. Means I have to work on button one. So now the machine or our lap, whatever, will understand that I am talking about button one. And if I click, do you see the word here? Click.
Yeah.
So if I click on button one, some function will happen. And what is that function? That depends on us, what we have to do. Right. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll change the text here. Like my first application will change to some other thing. Will we,
Yeah.
that depends on us what you have to do. So do you see this set text? So if I drag this set text and place it here, you see what I did? i
Yeah.
I just dragged this set text in the on event. Like this is one block, I drag this set text inside one block. Means I mentioned, right, that if I click on button one, some function will appear. And what is that function? Means set text, right? That function will set text. And what is set text? As the name suggests, it will, set the text, right? Means it is my first application. So if I write anything here, it will set the text here. So what is this? Again, I mentioned, like, right, even if I'm explaining,
Yes.
I have to mention this, right? So that is why it has to have a name. So what, the name was label one. If you forget the name, it's easy, you just click on the design, just click on this particular thing, and you see its name is label one, simply, right? And again, just go
Yeah.
back to code and just select label one. And the text, that's depend on us. So let's write congrats, let's say, because if it works, then it's really great, right? So we'll
Yeah.
congratulate ourselves. So what happened in this, I'll again summarize it up, okay? So if I click on button one, what is button one? Name of this button, right?
Uh, yeah.
So what happens if I click on this button one? It will set text. What it will set congrats. And where it will set to label one. And what is label one? Name of this particular text, right? So
Okay.
what should happen, if I click on this button here, my first application should be replaced by congrats, right? As the code suggests, right?
Okay.
So let's see if it works or not. So you see this run here. Even if you
Yeah.
want to test anything in between our application, you can just run here to see if certain functionality works or not. So you see, if I click on this click me, you see it changed to congrats. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is how some functionality works. So if I reset it, see again it goes back to my first application. Again, I'll show you by running. If I see, nothing is happening now, but as soon as I click on this button, it changed to congrats, because I have mentioned here, if I click on button one, set the text congrats into the label 1. Now you might wonder that this congrats, got somewhat displaced from the area. So what we can do
Yeah.
is in the my first application, here is one thing is text alignment. You can just that's too much information. Just don't worry. Just try to listen and don't learn everything. Okay, just try to listen. So
Okay.
it's written text alignment left. That is why our congrats got to somewhat left side, right? If I
Yeah.
click on center, so what will happen? Any text will get replaced in the center of this box. Can you see a somewhat outline here on my first, if
Yeah.
I click, yeah. So that means center means the center of this box, and left meant earlier that congrats will set to here, right? That is why our congrats got here. But if I mentioned center, then my congrats should appear here, like a bit center. So let's see if it works or not by running the application, right? So if I click on click me, you see the congrats gets in the center exactly. So that's how we align stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, so that is it. So you have any doubt like regarding anything at present?
No.
Okay, so
No.
you are,
No.
yeah, great, great. That's really great. So you understood this piece of code as well. Now,
Yeah.
now I would like to uh, explain you a bit more further is that let's say I have a Google. I'll give you an example. Okay. If I click on this tab,
Okay.
if I like search anything, let's say moon, I search moon, right? So like the screen changed, right? It was previously Google. Now a
Yeah.
screen changed. Now if I click on moon Wikipedia, another screen will appear, right? See another screen appear, right? That's basic. So like it means in real life there is not one screen, right? There are multiple screens we have to navigate to. Am I right? So
Yeah.
in this design you see screen 1 is written here. So what if I want to
Yes.
have some other screen as well, and what if I navigate, and what if I want to navigate to that screen and then do some functionalities over there too, right? Because we cannot have an
Yeah.
application with only one screen as you saw. So if I click on this screen one, you see here new screen. So if I click on this new
Yes.
screen, a new screen will appear. So that we can have multiple screen, again new screen, like whatever. So we'll restrict to screen two only to explain you. Again, see, we can change the background. We'll have something different. What can we have? Maybe greenish. I don't know. I just want to show you some different color. Okay, so it is a greenish a bit. And
Oh. Uh,
again, yeah, you have doubt?
no. No.
Okay, great. So l- I'll show you first an example. Okay, what we are doing. So that will make you more clearer. So this app I made, what it can do, if I click on next screen, you see screen changed.
Yeah.
Then if I put something and if I click, some functionalities will appear. So that is how the
Okay.
screen navigates, right? So we'll try to build one. And remember I mentioned text input earlier, what it does. Do you recall it?
Text input.
Yeah. Even if you don't, it's
Uh.
okay. Just try it. Like try to analyze the words. Text input.
The in where we write our name
Okay.
and like this is the text
Great,
input.
great, great. Absolutely perfect. Like perfect answer. Great. Means you're paying attention. I'm quite impressed. And see, even if you don't understand something, is right. We are capable of understanding English, right? So try to, read it what it is instead of thinking what it can be. It is so complex. It is so tough. No, you see, text input
Yeah.
means it will take input as a text. Button means button. So like that. So great answer. So you see, I dragged these and it came here. I can shift here, align whatever I want to. Now,
Okay.
if I uh, just a second, screen 2, right? Yeah. So if I want to write my name here, let's say, and what I can do is I'll first show you how to navigate to the screen, right? Because we are just building screen 1 and screen 2, but we have to go to the screen 2 from screen 1 also, right? So what
Yeah.
I can do is I can add another button here. Okay, I'll just add it here, and again the name of this button is button 2, right? The name of this button was button 1.
Okay.
So let's again change the name and like write it next screen. Okay, you can also expand the button. You see, if I do this, it gets enlarged, right? So I'll keep it like this. What this button will do is that if I click on this button, it will move to second screen, right? Which we were building, like this screen. Okay. So
Okay.
for that, again, as I mentioned, we have to communicate to our machine. We have to tell our machine that by clicking on this button, we have to move to the next screen, right? So
Yeah.
again, we'll move to
So
the,
we have to
yeah,
navigate.
that's great. So we have to again go to the code, and it's similar code. So we'll track this thing, first thing on event, right? We tracked this thing earlier also. And now
Yeah.
the name will be button 2, right? Not button 1. Because I want to click this button and go to next screen, right? And name of this button was button 2, right? So again,
Yeah.
it says if I click on button 2, some function has to appear. And what function it will be, that is up to us to decide. Like we decided here to set text. But now we want to go to the next screen. So how we can do it? So if you see certain code blocks here, if you scroll down, there is set screen as the name suggests. Yeah, it is here.
Yeah.
Set screen. You see here? See, the names
Yeah.
are quite easy. Means if I set text, means text will get set, right? So set screen means it will set screen simply.
Yeah.
So it says, you see what I did? Like I dragged similarly in the previous case. So again, it
Okay.
is demanding like what screen name you want to navigate to. Means what is the name of that thing? So the name of that thing was screen 2, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because this is screen 1 and we have to move to screen 2 which we were building. So the name is screen 2, right? So let's see if it works or not. So if I click on run again, because I want to check my application, let's check if click
Yeah.
me is also working or not. So if I, so it changed to congrats, means it's working, right? And
Yeah.
if I click on next screen should appear. Let's see it happens or not. And yes, it, right? We were
Yeah.
building this only. So
Yeah.
how this happened? Again, because of the code, because we told our machine that if I click on button 2, set the screen to screen 2 from screen 1, obviously, because we were on screen 1 previously. So
Yeah.
again, I'll show you by running. Click me, congrats, next screen, then we'll move to next screen, right? So we'll try to build the second screen a bit. So I dragged here the text input previously, right? So what I can do is I can, again, if you want to write something to your application, right? It is let's say for an example, it is written here, click on an element to choose it from the, or whatever it is written, right? The instructions. So
Yeah.
whatever you want to write in your application, you can click on this select, sorry, this label which says ABC, right? Means ABC means whatever you want to type, right? ABC is just an example that whatever you want to put the text here.
Type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if I click on this text here also, you see again, it says text. So your first doubt was, can we change this text? So again, I'll show you that we can change definitely. And let's type here, let's say want to see magic. Uh, let's see, because we'll do something. I'll show you what that magic is. Obviously, that magic is not too great, but let's restrict ourselves to simplicity. So this is want to see magic here. Again, the font size can be increased if you want, right? Whatever you want. Let's make it 14 or
Okay.
15, whatever you want. 15 is great, I think. So let's make it a center here a bit. Again, uh, again, as I mentioned, the remote example. If you click on some
Yeah.
button, some functionalities will happen. So let's drag a button here as well. So what my motive is, let's say I write my name here or your name here, okay, in this text input. So, and
Yeah.
if I click on this button, the want to see magic will change it to your name which you have entered here. I'll explain again a bit,
Okay.
slowly, but hope you understood. I'll repeat it again because in the previous screen we saw that I'll just yeah, in the previous screen it was already written, right? My first application, and then we changed it.
Yeah.
But now I want to explain or dive deep into it, and I want to write my name here. Means this screen will command me to write my name or your name, whatever. Okay, so if I write my name here and click on this button, this want to see magic will change to your name. Let's see how it
Oh,
does.
if
Yeah.
if anybody want to the text one,
hmm
remove the text. So how can we do that?
Like after clicking the button, or just you don't want to have text?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking like after clicking the button, you want to disappear it, or you just don't
No.
want this text?
Yeah. If you don't want to text.
Yeah, definitely. So if I click on this design only, let's say, and let's say
Yeah.
I drag this out of the screen, you see it disappeared.
Okay.
Look, it's pretty simple. Like we bought some elements inside, so if you don't want, just drag it outside or just throw it away in basic terms. Am I right?
Yeah.
So again, I'll do that. So see, I brought this text here, right? I named it, let's say,
Yeah.
whatever. Who's your superhero? Like, who's your favorite?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay, great. So let's see, I imported Spider-Man here, right? And as your doubt was if I want to remove that. So just like I dragged it in, just select this and drag it or throw it out. You see, it disappeared.
Yeah.
Again, I'll just do that, what I was doing. Hope your doubt is clear. And
Yeah.
I'll again write want to see my um, font size, let's say 15. Mm, okay, so I explained you till here, right? So now
Yeah.
again, I want to name this button also. Mm, Not name actually. I'll not confuse you with the terms because the name of this button is button 3. Okay, but the text inside it I want to change. You getting my point? The difference. Like the button
Yeah.
3 is the name of this button, but this button written inside is the text which we can change. So we'll change it to let's say see magic because we wanted to see magic, right? So see magic. You see it changed here. So now let's run this application and I'll show you what is happening actually. So again, see, we move to first screen, right? So if I click on click me, it says congrats, you saw it. If I click on
Yeah.
next screen, I'll move to next screen, right? Which we built right now. Now, if you see here, if I select this, it is, see, it is asking me for an input because I have tracked text input here. So let's say
Oh,
Spider-Man only. Okay, Spider-Man. So now what I want to do is when I click on see magic, Spider-Man should appear here instead of want to. I'll just change it want to see magic, not want to magic. Okay, now nothing will happen. Obviously, see when I'm clicking button, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Because we have
Because
not communicated with the machine. Great.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'll change it first to uh, want to see magic. It is grammatically incorrect. Want to see magic, right? So
yeah,
that is it. And again, we'll move to code, right? We'll click on this button and something should appear. So again, I'll track this on event thing, right? Which we are doing since the last previous two ones. So again, I'll drop this on event. Again, now it is asking me for ID, means the name of that button, right? So what is the name of this button? Button 3. If you don't remember, just click on the design, click on this button. You see, ID is button 3.
yeah,
Yeah. So I want to have button 3. Again, if I click on button 3, something needs to happen. Look, we previously saw, you understood this thing, right? If we click on
yeah,
button, set text, if we click on button 2, set screen. So even this thing, if I click on button 3, something should happen. And what is that something that we have to decide, right? So, as I mentioned, we want to change this label. So again, we'll use set text as we used previously, right? Because it changed to congrats. So now where is that set text? Yeah, it is here. So again, I'll drag and I'll put it between these blocks. Okay, so I'll just paste it here. And again, it is wanting the name. Means you want to set text where. Means where you want to set that text. Previously as here. Okay. So previously we wanted to set our text congrats into label 1. But now we want to set our text to this. What was the name of this thing? Click on this design. Click on this. And text input 1 is the name of this input. Right. Similarly, want to see magic has a name label 4, right? So set text to label 4, right? Whatever I have to give will be set it to label 4. Am I right?
yeah,
Yeah, you're understanding, right? Like previously, like we did nothing new, to be honest. Like label 1,
yeah,
we set to congrats. Similarly, we want to set something to label 4. And what is that something? Now comes a very interesting part. Okay. Now, previously we wrote congrats by ourselves, right? But now what we
yeah,
want to do is we want to take the input which was given by the user and then we want to set it here. And now our applications will be used by many users. Am I right? Every user will have a different name, right? So every
yeah,
user will enter their name and their name should appear. So we cannot write just one thing here. Suppose the user's name is Spider-Man, but I cannot write
yeah,
Spider-Man here because every time a new user will come, he or she wants to see their name and not only Spider-Man. So we want something so that can get the text from this input. Just be careful on my words. What I said is get text from this input. So you see get text here like we had set text, right? Set
yeah,
text means it will set the text and get text means it will get the text simply, right?
yeah,
So if I put it here instead of text, get text, you see a block gets appended in it. Don't worry,
yeah,
I know you are learning something new and you might not understand everything, but let's try. So get text, what will do? It is again asking for the name. Means the machine is asking us that you want to get text from whom. So that whom's name is this thing, right? Which has a name of text input one. Where is it? Right
yeah,
here, text input one. So I'll again summarize this block of code. What it means that if I click on button 3, okay, means this button, something should happen. And what is that something? Is that we want to set text again to label 4. Means here we want to change this want to see magic. Means we want to see something new. And what is that new thing? Is the name of the user here, which he or she has entered. And how we can grab that or how we can get that text by using get text, simply as the name suggests, get text. And get
Okay.
text is asking that where you want to get that text from, right? So I want to get that text from this particular input which the user will give. So the name of this text input is text input 1, right?
Okay.
So let's see if it happens or not. Let's first of all run the application. Again, you see, if I click on click me, congrats. If I click on next screen will appear, right? Now, let's enter Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Right. You see Spider-Man here. But
Yeah.
now, what we did here is that if we click on this button, this Spider-Man should be here. And this want to see magic should disappear. So if I click on see magic, you see Spider-Man appeared here.
Yeah.
That's great, right? So again, earlier as mentioned, it is a bit left aligned, right? So again, what we can do,
Go to design and change the position of the text.
brilliant, brilliant. That's really great. So this text alignment thing, right, which we saw earlier, left will make it to center. Means anything will be changed, it will changed inside the center of this box, right? Great, great answer.
Okay.
So I'll just run the application again. If I click on click me, it says congrats. If I click on next screen should appear. And and if I click on Spider-Man, we have wrote Spider-Man, right? So let's write
Yeah.
something different. What I can write? What do you want to uh, make me write?
Uh, like a name or something.
Yeah, just name anything. I'm also confused. Like favorite animal, favorite whatever you want to.
Write a bunny.
Okay, great. Bunny. Perfect. So I wrote bunny here. So if I want to click on see magic, you see bunny appeared here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you right now, whatever doubt you are having, feel free to ask me. Whatever from the start.
No, I don't have any doubts.
Great, great, great. Means you understood everything. See, this code you not in first go you will able to understand everything. I know you understood everything, but one question might appear in everyone's mind that we want to do every months like multiple tasks in our applications, right? So we'll not
Yeah.
only use this on event, we have certain functionalities here as well. So don't dive much deep because it is our first lecture only. That is why I restricted to only on event so that you are able to understand because this code is a language which is a bit difficult you can say because for the beginners means those who are seeing at first. So that is why
Yeah.
the concept of code blocks are coming because for the person seeing it first time, this function, this click, this on event, these words might, make him weak or demotivated. So that is why we
Yeah.
have code blocks here so that we can drag and drop here and, set things accordingly. So in this code, I'll just summarize it again. In short, what we did, if I click on button 1, the label 1 will be set to congrats, right? Similarly with other blocks of code as well. So,
Okay.
um, so like we can share this app also. Like if I show you what our app does. So if I run, click me, it will say congrats, next screen, whatever. I'll type this random thing
Hmm.
and you see again it here. So if you want to share this app with your friends, right? If you want to show, so there is a search, sorry, share button. So, but this share button is, want some application to run, and this application might not be necessary in everyone's phone, right? So what you can do is you can just save your project. That I showed you previously something, right? I just saved my project, and what we made, just a second now, getting a call, I'll cancel it. Yeah, so this was the app which we made actually. So if I click on
Yeah.
click me, you see congrats appeared here. Here you can see it more clearly because here, some codes were also there, but here only app will get seen.
So how we should share it like to the world?
Yeah, right. So to the world, if you click on the share button, you see copy the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I copy this link and send it to your, like my friends or something, they can access that here. But if you want to share the app in a downloaded version, like we download
Yeah.
certain applications, right? So you click on this send to phone, right? And you have, but it is a functionality for US. So do you stay in US?
No, no.
No, right. So right now this app lab feature is only available to the, citizens of US. Means if they enter their phone number also, they will get a text message which is the Twilio app. And this Twilio app is not in our country, right? Like in India we don't have it, or in your country you might not have it. So this is the
Yeah.
only functionality of US right now. Like it is very convenient because you can send the downloaded version of your app, but no worries, you can just copy the link and send to your friends so they can just click on the link and they will, you know, come here and just see this application at least. Not the downloaded version, but this. So you
Oh.
see, if I clicked on click me, say congrats. If I went to next screen, this will appear, and if I write my name, which is Prakhar, and it says want to see magic, click me. So if I click me, then your name will appear. And the thing is, uh, now I mentioned that certain things, right? Now you can try it out yourself. Means if you want to change the text to something else, you can do that. You know what I mean? Means you can play with it. You can change anything you want. Means if you don't want to like see this see magic word, you can name it something different. If you don't want to see your name, then you can change it, right? By the logic, by communicating with the machine, right?
Oh.
So hope you understood today's lecture. If you have any
Yeah,
doubt,
yeah.
you can ask. And also no need to learn everything these things, no need to just grab it in one go. Just look it patiently what I told, just keep it in mind, and that will be fun,
Yeah.
as this is our first lecture.
Okay.
So